That's probably the first time I've ever haven't been able to end a video without, like, I was actually trying to explain myself and the video cut me off. But I mean, that just kind of like is a good example of how these things not only affect people and why I try to bring light to it, but also, like, I mean, quite literally, it's just I don't know, an example, microcosm, if you will, of just how this stuff, like, what this stuff is quite literally, and how it affects, people. But I'll within, over the next couple of days, I'll, try to see what I can do about uh, looking up, just getting more like information about the story. And then unfortunately, I've been trying to take the playlist, my like playlist, in a different direction. uh, but you know unfortunately, sometimes you have no option but to, like, you know talk about it. As sad as it is, I mean, it's kind of like, oh, this character's so fun. All the Makoto Dittos are really fun to play with. I think I played this earlier today. Um, but, it's, uh, I don't know. I mean, as much as I talked about the fact that I'll probably have to go back and see, what else is happening with respect to that. I mean, I might not do that because, as much as I spoke about how I was going to do it at the beginning of this video and for the entirety of the previous video, I don't know. I'll probably look at, like, the follow-up story about that whole thing, and then just kind of, try to just continue making videos. Because, like, even with Honey, for example, like, when I first saw that, whenever it kind of started a couple years back, I'm pretty sure they had ads at one point. And then when you have, like, popular YouTubers endorsing the product as well, sometimes it's hard to discern if it's, like, something genuine, or if it is kind of one of these, like, things that are happening where people are trying to kill two birds with one stone, with trying to, advertise something that actually exists because it's something that needs to exist, or just does because it was something that, whoever initiated it quite literally felt like it needed to happen, or, there is something larger going on that isn't as, honest as it should be. So, expect that on the main channel. I just wanted to let people know that I would try to, I mean, even from the beginning, like, I tried to steer it in a positive direction, but sometimes you have no choice but to just like however you're feeling, because it's something that's happening with you. And also, it might help just things get better if people see how you're feeling. So that's why sometimes, just like even right now, like over the past, like, couple weeks, really, I've tried to make a concerted effort. I've tried to make an effort to, a concerted, concentrated effort to just really take the channel in a different direction. But there's been hiccups with some of the videos that I've made. Some of them got made with no audio. I was shuffling between different audio recording softwares at one point. Unfortunately for me, because I'm using Bandicam, some of, like, with Sword of Convallaria, some of them are like 20-minute videos, which means they're two Bandicam recordings in one. some Pokemon videos got made of Ultra Moon that I played before I started the ROM hacks that are like hours on end long because I didn't know if I was going to keep my cloud storage. And so, and now I'm doing stuff like this and tried to kind of rebalance. Even when I was playing some of the Pokemon ROM hacks, I was trying to just get my footing again. So, that's that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I have a feeling in the next couple of days I'll probably end up just having to like what I'm talking about so people can see it for themselves. But it kind of falls. It's the most recent video I put in my watch later playlist, which changes, depending on how I'm feeling, obviously. But there are some videos that are before it that I want on my liked video playlist that aren't going to get liked until potentially after Christmas, which is why I don't think, it'll get shared until then, unfortunately, even though it's happening right now. And because I'm making this video and just, trying to connect the dots, it might be difficult. I don't know. Like, even right now, I'm just kind of looking at everything I've done tonight, and I might have just confused more people, but I am trying to, do the best I can to keep people, to continue sharing while also playing games I like. It's kind of unfortunate that these things have to happen, but it is what it is. That's all I kind of wanted to let people know about. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe when I'm done making this, I'll just go ahead and like everything. But there are some videos before I get to that story that is a follow-up story on another story that is the same story. There's like some videos I want to like, but probably around the start of December, and there's still some things I want to like that I might not like until deeper in November we get. And like I said in the previous video or two before this, it's like the footage that you're seeing now and the video that I made earlier. The audio recordings for those got made at November 1st, November 2nd, late in the night, early morning, November 2nd. So I have to try my best to pace what I'm going to do, but it's hard when you've got stories that are talking about these things that are happening, period, and then especially when they're happening in that way, it's kind of just weird. So I might stick to my original plan of trying to just like that follow-up video sometime around the beginning of December, and like what I originally had planned to share in November sometime this month. And then people will just kind of see the fact that I got to the follow-up story a little bit later, unless I just change my mind. Who knows? I don't know. I talk like this, but it's not until when I actually sit down and try to make a decision that I decide what it is I'm actually going to do. So we'll see.